Hello, everyone, and welcome to our latest video. We are giving you the opportunity to come with us, the Real South Africa, into one of the estates here in Johannesburg. Actually, some people say it's in Midrand, some people say it's in Centurion. I think it actually straddles the fence, but absolutely, we are going there right now. As we see, we're using biometrics for our security is concerned to get into the estate itself. We think that's pretty cool. They've actually upgraded it since the whole COVID thing has happened and so forth. Like I said, this estate is a Gary Player inspired golf estate. The prices of the homes here in U.S. dollars is pretty good, especially now since the U.S. dollar is pretty strong right now. Not as strong as the British pound or anything like that, but it's pretty strong. So the home prices are roughly about 150K to 350K, and there's a large range of prices for this estate. And right now, we actually are on what I like to call final approach. But like I said, take a look at the houses to the left and to the and around us, and just like wow, this is somewhere that you can actually, afford. Places like this in the United States, as we both know, is that they're very difficult to get to, and so forth. When I say get to, I mean price point. Here in South Africa, like I said, it's a very robust economy here, and like I said, you can actually partake, pretty well. As you see, there's that Blue Valley Golfing and Country Club, and we're actually heading down to that area right now. Of course, we would love to hear what you think, and I want you to stay with us through the entire video because we're going to have a great conversation about, things that are related to, obviously the homes and so forth, but we're also going to be talking about our trip. We're actually going to be talking about, a lot of reasons why, people should come here on a trip. And of course, there are those that are going to want to move here. As you see, there's some of the amenities like the tennis court. We're hoping that Serena and Venus, or Venus and Serena, and of course Naomi Campbell and all the great tennis players decide to come here and play. That would be a good day. I would actually enjoy that. Then of course we got the squash courts. I actually go in here from time to time and just kind of break a sweat, just kind of hit the ball a little bit, to have a little fun. I'm getting a little up in age now, so I got to do what I got to do. And of course, there's an area for the kids. Here at the Real South Africa, we love the kids, so they get to come and play, just have a good time, and just enjoy themselves. And these locations are throughout the entire estate and whatnot. And keep in mind that what you're seeing now, there's plenty of states in South Africa that feature stuff like this. So it's not like you have to just come to this particular state. They're all over the country. Like I said, the South Africans are coming up in a lot of ways, and of course they're the new middle class. And keep in mind they only have had X amount of years. Actually, I think 26, 27 years of democracy. Post apartheid. So they're definitely on the come up. And you can be part of it too. They more than welcome us here to purchase property that you can actually own and move here, start businesses, things along that line. And you'll hear me say that a lot because that's kind of something that we can do here, which in the U.S. is a little difficult to do in reference to just finding all the support you need. But like I said, I come here on a regular basis to hit the balls, try to get that little white ball in that little hole. It's kind of difficult, but I do what I can and whatnot. As you see, is absolutely stunning. And of course, here's the driving range, and I go here a lot just to make sure I can hit that ball 250 yards off the tee straight. Takes a little practice, but we get it done. Tasha does it as well. She's actually pretty good at it. It's pretty interesting. Now, another area that we do like here at Blue Valley, and like I said, under full disclosure, this is where we decided to move to many years ago. Well, several years ago now. Came and looked on a trip. We looked around, we saw it. We was like, you know what, we're gonna really, really do this. And we also like that tree there because you get to sit under it. Now, just like most golf estates here and in the U.S., you will see that they have a clubhouse. And we like this clubhouse because a lot of events happen here. There's weddings that happen here all the time. There's You can actually come here in the evening or even especially on a Friday night. Got a nice bar. Everybody comes up here, sits. They sit down, relax, enjoy themselves. You get a chance to meet some of the people that actually live in your estate because like our estate is pretty large. It has tons of houses, as you would see as you stay with us on this video. But yeah, most of the chairs will be full of people. There's outdoor seating. There's a bar. You can actually order your food. It's amazing. Order your and they have a robust menu, and so forth. So like I said, that's something that you can take advantage of. The prices is really nice, and you just come in and relax, meet people, say hello, what's up, what's going on. Talk about business. They talk about the topics of the day. A lot of times they're talking about U.S. Issues and whatnot. So I try to stay away from those. And also too, we like to take you around the golf course itself. I would love to take you on all 18 holes so you can see it for yourself. But it's hey, hey, golfing is difficult. And you obviously go ask Tiger Woods. But I will take you to the first tee and the 10th tee, which they're side by side, and just sitting there on the tee, getting ready to tee off and looking out over the entire valley. Because what I really want you to focus on here is to just look out, just look at all the homes and think about it. This is South Africa, and I hate to say it this way, but like I said, most of the homes are owned by black South Africans. It's pretty amazing. Of course, here we are. This is this is another side of the clubhouse. But there's that first, and there's that 10th tee. Okay, it's beautiful, isn't it? What do you think? Like I said, of course, we love to, get your comments and whatnot on what the possibilities are here in South Africa. There's those blue guinea fowls down there, those birds you see down there. But look out, that's all Blue Valley. And all right, everybody. Thanks for watching the video. We just wanted to obviously give you an opportunity to see what's available here in South Africa, the types of homes and so forth. And I just want to introduce myself. I am Mark Blanton from the Real South Africa, and I also have my cohort here.
Latasha Blanton, the Real South Africa.
Okay. And so, as you see, as we ride through, you can actually, pause the video, look at certain homes, look at the architecture, the structure, and so forth. Obviously, we're in Gary Player Village. As you can see, the houses are, pretty substantial. You'll also get an opportunity to see how they're built when you look at some of the locations that you're going to pass. Where the houses are not actually done yet, so you get a chance to see how much wood that they actually use in these homes. One thing I want to bring out to you right now, and I'm sure Tasha's going to bring out some things as well, is first of all, this is winter here in South Africa, so it'll actually be a lot more greener. The grass will be more green and so forth while you're watching this. So just imagine that as well. And one of the things, since I like cars, is to look at the driveways. If you notice, they're not just a concrete driveway like we have in the U.S. They have paved using pavers or bricks or whatever they're called. I'm not a person who does this, but yeah. So that's pretty much every house. So that's something that you need to look at, and also to look and see that it must have been trash day simply because there's trash cans everywhere.
The other thing that I just want to add beyond the fact that the trash cans are sitting out is that you'll notice that most of the houses are so different. You won't find two houses that look alike. I mean, there might be some similarities based on like color and as far as like the roofs are concerned, but each house has its own unique flavor, and that's something that you don't find a lot in the US because everyone knows that when you see a house in the US, whoever the builder is, you get to choose between two and three homes. You might get to make some modifications, but all these homes start with an architect and a builder and the people, and they design their homes from start to finish. So if that's something that you are into, just know that if you buy a home here, chances are there won't be another house like yours.
Yeah, exactly. And since we've been here, especially in this particular community, a lot of in the U.S. there was a community that looked similar. Houses wasn't as nice, but it was considered a golf estate as well. Being African American, we felt a little bit uncomfortable being there because there wasn't a lot of African Americans there. However, here in South Africa, in this particular community, there's plenty of Black South Africans that live here and own these homes. And right there, that little golf patch of thing, whatever it's called, right over there, is the signature hole here on the golf course. That hole is hard to hit. Trust me, I've tried many times.
That hole eats a lot of balls.
Yeah, so it's hard to hit and so forth. So again, this community is very large. I don't know exactly the amount of homes that are here, but it's very large. So as we are riding around, we actually probably only covered maybe close to half of the real estate that's just in this estate. Now, keep in mind, here in South Africa, there's plenty of estates that look very similar to this, and maybe even more grand. A lot of them are considered equestrian estates where people actually ride horses and so forth, and they have the stables, and I mean they go all out. You got some that have shopping centers inside. We do have a shopping center, which we didn't video. We have a small little shop inside, so you can grab little things, so you can make a fire for your braai, which is a barbecue in the U.S. terms. And then as well, we have one right outside the gate, which has a lot more things, so you can actually go shopping every day there, to include if you want to get coffee, things along that line. So everything is pretty much self-contained, and those are that's the kind of lifestyles that you could have here in South Africa. But I will always alert people, and I will always tell people that none of this is possible until you actually get here on a trip. So we always suggest that you come here as a tourist with your tourist visa. You can come here on that same visa for as minimum as 1 day, and of course you can stay as long as up to 90 days on that visa. That gives you a lot of opportunities, and it's free. The visa is free. South Africa is nice like that, and it's a free visa, and you don't have to do anything in the U.S. to get it. You'll get it once you come here with your U.S. passport, go through customs, and then all of a sudden they will stamp it, and you're here for 90 days with no issues.
The other thing I just want to point out when you're looking at some of the homes as well is you'll see these grand entranceways, these tall windows, and that's basically to let in that beautiful thing we take for granted sometimes, the South African sun. So a lot of the homes are built simply to capture the homes, to capture the sun, and then to open up the doors to catch a breeze from top to bottom, so that you don't miss all of the changes that happen in the season. So it's nice on a beautiful sunny day to open up your doors and just feel that breeze from the front of the house all the way throughout.
Okay. Another thing that I want to bring up is a simple fact. I know people have asked us before about those walls around the homes and so forth. Since we're inside of a golf estate, you generally don't have the walls surrounding the entire home, but that's just a feature. That's just something that they do here in South Africa. Sometimes they do it for security, reasons. It all depends on where you are. I personally like it simply because it's kind of like a privacy wall. As you walk outside in your home, you don't have to, if you just want to be outside and don't want to be bothered by the neighbors or whatever, you have your own privacy wall. It's kind of like a feature in the US where, especially on the East Coast, where you have siding on your house, So when you ask people here, about siding on your house, they'll look at you funny, like, why would I have siding on my house? And of course, people from the US are always like, why do they have a wall? So you feel that siding is necessary, and in South Africa, they feel that having a wall at your house, or a fence, or not a fence, a wall, as you see, is important. That's something that's part of the features of the house. As you see as well, we're actually, riding, and most of the open areas that you see is the golf course, which is absolutely amazing. They actually do have tournaments here especially in the summer months, which this summer months I would say start around November, December, and then of course you're warm throughout April at least.
The one thing I want to point out when we're looking at all of the greenery that does actually exist in the estate, what you can actually see beyond those walls is a lot of people have very plush gardens. So they take pride in the aesthetics of their home on the inside and in their garden. So some people will plant fruit trees, which we told you we planted our fruit trees. They're growing really tall right now, so we're excited about that. A lot of people will plant herbs, vegetables, because they take pride in being able to grow their own food and just have a nice garden inside and out. So you will always see that the aesthetics of this particular estate, and probably most of the others, make sure that the estate always is well kept and looks clean and presentable the majority of the time, because to live here is a privilege. It's a privilege.
Okay. Another thing that we like to bring up is that some of these houses are massive. And when I say massive, I mean they have like elevators inside some of the homes. A lot of them are 5-bedroom homes and so forth. And the good part about that is that a lot of times, we don't kind of do this in the States, but they do it here. A whole family might actually move into one of these homes. So you might have, mom, dad, the brothers, the sisters. You might have a cousin. You might have a grandmother. So they build the homes fairly large. As you can see, there's a basketball court, future NBA stars. And they build a home so the entire family can actually live in the home. And that's something that in the US we generally don't do. We just normally do, a husband, wife, the kids, and that's about it. But like I said, in the home, so they build it so they can actually, live pretty well inside the estate.
One thing that we don't find very often in the US, I'm sure you've seen some of the garage doors that have like mirrored glass on it. Those are beautiful garage doors. It adds a little bit of a plus to your home. You'll see lots of people have those so that they can showcase their cars, because they are proud of the hard work that they've been able to do and move this far post-apartheid. Just take a look at the columns, the work that they've put into making sure their house is unique. And that's one thing that you can be sure of, like I said before, that if you come here on a visit and you decide you want to look at homes, you're guaranteed, depending on where you buy, to find a home that is absolutely unique to your taste. And because stock is high right now, based on one of the other videos you guys saw us do with the houses and apartments that are available, you're spoiled for choice, as Richard said in the video. So you are spoiled for choice. So just keep that in mind when you're laying out your things that you would like to have in a home. A lot of these homes will have more than what you're asking for, and some things that you didn't even know you needed.
Exactly. And I would say, as a U.S. citizen myself, I mean, we really put in. We really work hard in the U.S. To have certain things, and I think that as an African American, we absolutely, unequivocally deserve, to have the best. And I'll be honest with you, sometimes it's very difficult to obtain it in the U.S. And here might be a little bit of a challenge in reference to, yes, you are a foreigner, you really are. But I will tell you that all these things are attainable here in South Africa. And maybe not initially you feel like, okay, I can do it, but as time go on, you come here on a visit, you look at homes, you get motivated, you mess around and you go back to the US, you're online looking at homes again. Now you have a point of reference because you know where they are and you've seen them, and then now you're looking at the price and you're like, wow, the US exchange rate, US to the South African rand exchange rate is pretty nice right now. And so then you start doing the math, and then you start looking around and at homes, where you actually are in the US, and start looking at prices. And then you start saying, well, hold on. So you're telling me I can get a house that's brick, that's throughout the walls, no drywall, great driveways, beautiful landscaping. The answer is yes, right here in South Africa. And keep in mind, as you've seen earlier, I went through a security gate. I used my biometrics, and I was able to get in and so forth. So this is also a gated community. So another thing too, not just talking about this particular location, but I also want to tell you that, like I said, even if you want to spend a lot less money, you can actually find you some great properties here in South Africa. Doesn't have to be on a golf estate. Doesn't have to have all the certain amenities. It all depends on where you want to get in. So there's several price points, and one of our videos, they talked about nice apartments, very high up apartments. 700,000 rand. You divide that by 17. Now that's what the price is for the entire thing. It's yours. You own it. The land is yours. The house is yours. It's titled to you. You own it. Unlike some other locations in Africa I've heard of, which I haven't been to, you don't get to own the property outright, and so forth. So, and there's a lot of unsavory things going on here in South Africa. Everything is professional. Everything is above board. Everything is as if it was in the States. Sorry about that. To where you get a title and it's yours. Another thing too, between the houses you may see an open lot. Now we call it a lot in the U.S. Here they call it a stand. Those haven't they've been sold and haven't been built upon yet, or they've been sold and they're building. Because as you see, we're riding through and showing you what's available, some houses are actually being built. They're not finished yet. And what families normally do, they usually go to the bank, get a loan as it's being built, and then obviously they come out and inspect it, and then next thing you know, they get more money and they can continue to finish their houses. A lot of families build these homes, and they all put money into this house as they get it, and as the time goes on over a few years, they actually do build a house and then they move in and so forth. What do you think, Tasha?
I think just looking at how they petition off, I was mentioning earlier about how clean they try to keep it. Even when they're building a house, they call it hoarding, where they'll put a nice fence around it so that you can't really see what's going on. As they build up higher, yes, you'll see, but they really take their time in making sure that even when they're building a home, that they don't muddy up the waters, for lack of a better term. They want to make sure that the estate stays clean. Like you can take a look right there. That house is being built, but the area around it's very well kept. The fence is up. You can see them building upwards, but as far as what's behind that, they try and keep it clean so that they don't mess up the aesthetics of the actual estate. And they do that often. And if you notice, like most people's yards and stuff are still very well kept because it's something that you take pride in. Once you're able to build a home or buy a lot or a stand in any estate, you want to make sure that you follow the rules as far as the estate is concerned. So you just want to make sure it's aesthetically pleasing, because honestly, when you're driving through the estate, I don't care what day it is, it's just nice to look at. The golf range is beautiful just to look at the fairway. Sometimes watching people play golf, I mean, that's just a nice view. And most people have balconies. You'll see them. They want to make sure they go outside and just take a look at everything. They have nice panoramic views from the top, and you just enjoy the lifestyle that comes with being in South Africa.
Yeah. I would say in this community, because there's so many, but like I said again, there's so many other communities that you can buy into. And of course, we have a bead on all of them simply because we are partnered with Pam Golding Realty and other realtors as well. So when you do get here and you say, you know what, I mean, I know how important it is to be like, man, I really want my forever home. Well, I mean, this could be it. But like I said, there's several places, and this is in Johannesburg. I mean, you got other cities that if you were saying, hey, I really want to be near the water, can we find something out that way? Of course we can. But again, the only way you're going to be able to do that, and I can say the only way, you can look online and whatnot, but at the end of the day, you ultimately gotta have to get on the airplane, come down here, and see what the possibilities for you are. It's just that simple. It is
Sure,
it
for
is
sure.
just that simple. And once you do that, then now you have a point of reference. You can say, you know what, I know what it's about now. I've eaten the food. I've seen the sights, and I felt the weather. I met the people. Buying a home or buying even an apartment or a townhome or what they call a cluster home as well, in one of these great locations, lifestyle centers, and so forth, it starts to make more sense. It really starts to make more sense when you have South African friends, and they're contacting you, and like on a lot of days there might be a holiday weekend, you get to go hang out, you get to go be with the people, and so forth. It's just a different thing, but the lifestyles, that whatever lifestyle you want to live, is here, right here in South Africa. That lot right there is for sale.
It's actually two lots.
Oh, it's two lots. Oh, okay.
It's actually two lots.
Yeah.
What I want to add to is, and I know we use the word lifestyle a lot, and we use that word simply because you do get to choose the lifestyle. In America, we struggle to maintain any resemblance of a lifestyle that we think we deserve. But here in South Africa, they have the lifestyle already. They have lifestyles that you didn't even know were available, and they give you the opportunity to be a part of it if you choose to. He mentioned, lifestyle centers. A lot of the apartments that are being built here in South Africa, which you can absolutely have a look at, reasonably priced,
Yep.
are
Yeah.
in lifestyle centers, meaning they have on site things like a gym, restaurants, concierge services, spas, nail bars, pedicures. Like, they have all that in the lifestyle center. So there's lots of opportunity depending on how leisurely you want your life to be. You can say, I want to get a nice 2-3 bedroom apartment. I don't want to have to cut any grass. I don't want to have to get a lawn guy. I just want to be able to walk downstairs in the morning, go to the restaurant, get my breakfast, go to the gym, go back upstairs, run around the corner, get my groceries. You can do that. You can absolutely do that. So they make every possibility available to you, meaning that once you get here on a visit and you decide what you want for yourself, which is something that we've said several times, what we have access to in America is not always our choice. It's just what is available to us. And most of us live in places where we work or where we grew up. But when you absolutely get to decide where you want to live with no encumbrances, like, oh, I'm moving there for work, or I'm moving there for school, or whatever the case may be, when you get to choose for yourself where you want to live, and you can do that here in South Africa, and you get to choose your lifestyle, it makes a complete difference in the way you see your future and how you move forward and live in the rest of your life.
Yeah. And like I said, I wholeheartedly agree with you. And that, obviously, as we've been talking and whatnot, just kind of giving you some ideas, you've been looking at the home. So I hope you have questions about it, because obviously you can email us at info@therealsouthafrica.com and so forth, and then we can point you in the right direction to get you started in the process. As far as purchasing a home, we got people that are associated with our company, The Real South Africa. But when it comes to your trip to South Africa, if you think this is carefully curated, imagine what you're going to be able to do once you get here with us. You're going to be completely shocked. Now, let me pause this for a second, because this house that's coming up, we really like it. We focused on it some time ago in another video, and it's pretty much done. And it looks great at night. A lot of these homes look really great at night because they have chandeliers. They the lights are on. And sometimes we just ride through at night just to see some of the interiors of the home.
We do.
Yeah, we do, and I'm sure the people here do the exact same thing because people a lot of these people. I was just talking to a South African friend of mine earlier, and he said to me, just one generation ago, people were, they couldn't, live in these communities. It was all white owned communities, but now, because of how things are progressing here in South Africa, despite what you have heard in reference to crime, apartheid, and all these great, wonderful things that the Western media, has you gassed on. There's a lot of black people moving up, and they're moving up fast. And I can honestly tell you, again, after 26 years, going on 27 years of being a republic, a new republic, they are killing it over here. They are absolutely killing it. And you can be part of it, because they will let you come, and just because you are black and you're willing to learn a little bit about the culture, that doesn't mean always learning how to speak the language and whatnot. They all speak English. If you pick up a word or two here and there, hey, that's great. That's where I'm at. However, simply because you come here, they have some familiarity with African Americans, not because they've actually met them. It's a simple fact that they actually watch the TV, and a lot of our stuff comes on there. So again, they're very familiar. They're very open to us. So I figure, let's come here and partner with our South Africans, brothers and sisters who's willing to partner with you, and help you achieve some of your goals in life. Before we get too old to the point to where we can't really enjoy going up and down our beautiful stairs.
Going up and down the stairs.
Yeah, when you get old and you like,
that's why some of the houses have elevators.
Yeah, sometimes.
because they know.
Yeah, sometimes.
The houses with the elevators, I promise you, when you see that, you're like, this is crazy. But they do. They take their time in making sure that if this is going to be their forever home, they're like, you know what? One day I may not be able to go up and down these stairs. Let me go ahead and put an elevator inside.
Yeah.
So just take a look at how beautiful it is, and I'm telling you, when springtime finishes and summer gets here and all this grass is green, if you think it's pretty now, I'm telling you, it's going to be way more beautiful. And it even smells good in the summer.
Yeah.
When you walk outside and you open the doors and you just hear that fresh breeze comes in. And it's going to be live on this estate when festive season gets here, because people are always doing something. So that's another reason why they make sure that their houses are built a certain way. They're always having, I won't say parties, but kind of always having parties.
Yeah. South Africans are very social, social.
Absolutely.
There's no opportunity, like, for example, you go on vacation in the U.S. or even in anywhere, actually, and if you don't speak to nobody won't speak to you, and you'll just be on your own. Unfortunately, here you almost got to fight to be by yourself, because they're gonna see you. They're gonna see you, and they're gonna say, "Hey,
how's it?
Yeah, how's it going?" And you're gonna be like, "I don't know them," but they don't see it that way. You a brother, you a sister. They're gonna want to invite you over. They're gonna want to spend time, talk to you, not just because you're African American. It's because you're black.
Yeah. And
you belong. They're gonna invite you to the villages where they come from, where go-go is, grandma, and so forth. They're going to invite you to everything. They want you to experience, what Africa really is. And fortunately for us, it's a learning experience. I'm a little bit older than most of the people I meet, but I learn things every day from things that Africans just know just because they grew up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're teaching me like all the time about different things. I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. I try to hide my ignorance sometimes, but at the end of the day, I pick up things and I'm like, wow, it just makes it. You know what? Now I understand. And that's kind of how I see things.
I think just to add to the social aspect of how social South Africans are, I'm not saying that we're not social as Black Americans. I will say that we're social with the people that we know. They're social just because they're social. And I think COVID had a really hard impact on that because people weren't able to get together. They couldn't get together after work. But now that it's opening up a little bit more, you're definitely seeing the uptick of social activities. Just in the last, few days alone, we've been invited to 3 different social events because it's that type of atmosphere. And you don't have to do anything extra to get invited. They see you, they're like, hey, this is what's going on. Come around, we're gonna have this going on and we want you there. So that's the other part about being accepted here and being part of the collective, because they do invite you to things. You do get to partake in a lot of social activities, and that makes it a whole lot easier for you to meet more people, get more immersed in the culture, and just understand that you are at home. You are at home, and it's just nice to be part of a society and culture that just sees you for who you are and where you come from, and they understand that we don't have as much knowledge about our history as they do, but they're willing to share their history with us and let us just kind of get in where we fit in. And that acceptance is enough for me.
Exactly. I can tell you this. I can tell you this as well. And I know we've been chatting for a little while, but like I said, you must come here. You must, come see the possibilities. I know it might not fit in your schedule of things that you had going on and so forth, but I promise you, you get here, you're going to change your whole schedule of what you was going to do with yourself. Because that's what happened to us. We had a company, we was going to work that company until we got old and gray. But then at some point we was like, you know what? There's a new way or a better way, and we're providing that. We want to provide you the opportunities. So that's why we post a lot of stuff about houses and locations and just different things that's important to us as African Americans. So go ahead and get yourself together. Like I said, you can share this video, watch it again, stop, pause, go back and look at houses and whatnot, and imagine yourself being here. And then just give us a call, and then you will be here. You got anything else, Tasha?
And for therealsouthafrica.com, hit us up. Want to see you here.
Bye. With us today. What I really want to do is let you know we got several trips that are coming to South Africa. Please email us at info@therealsouthafrica.com. We got plenty of packages ready to go just for you. So like I said, we're the only ones here in South Africa that are actually putting trips together specifically for our people. So hey, the best thing you could do for right now is to come to South Africa on one of these great and wonderful packages, and I promise you, you will have the best time. Some of the best locations, some of the best events, everything. It's the real South Africa. How can you not want to be here? So go ahead and book your trip with us today.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today. If you like what you saw, please subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notifications button so you don't miss out on all things The Real South Africa. Thanks again.